not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance.
And so we begin our journey. It's 102 degrees. We listen to Epictetus.
Faithfulness is the antidote to bitterness.
We listen to Judas Priest. We listen to other music on the Scum Choir Spotify playlist. We forget our watercolors and have to turn around and go get them, even though we are running late, because we can't paint grotesque portraits in watercolor without watercolor. We are heading to Long Beach for the final opening at the Dark Art Emporium. It's Mr. Cool himself.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, man?
Good to see you.
Long time no see. We're just three working men here. I showed at the Dark Art Emporium for the first time in March of 2017, March 11th. It was a show titled The Ides of March. It was the first gallery I showed in, and apparently I couldn't think of a cooler gallery.
I'd like to queue up for your first portrait, if that's okay.
Our first portrait of the night is of our friend and fellow artist, Jeremy Woodard. He does fantastic sculptural art. Jeremy has a beautiful head of hair, which is very fun to draw. After the first portrait, the first big wave of people started coming in. A lot of the artists, a lot of familiar faces.
How's it going, dude?
Patrick Ty stopped by. Patrick does these atmospheric, moody landscapes. His piece sold and mine didn't, but we aren't jealous about that. We also got to see Jorge, aka Dos Diablos, for a brief second before we both got pulled in different directions. He is definitely one of my favorite painters ever. Then my waiting list started filling up and I got back to work. I painted Luis, who got some bottom teeth fangs and some hints of mange. The most common question I get when I'm doing these live is, how do I decide what to do? How do I decide the manner in which I will grotesquify the subject? The answer doesn't have anything to do with the subject, and more to do with my drawing. When I start drawing, before adding the watercolors, I try and just draw a straight up portrait. I look for landmarks on the face and different proportions and what makes their face their face. But then as I'm drawing and finding all these landmarks and making different marks, sometimes I'll make an accident, sometimes I'll make a guide mark that ends up looking like a giant scar or something, or the pencil will slip, or I'll just draw something that looks bad. And instead of trying to correct it or erase it, I just go with it. And I'll still reference the subject for lighting and such, but it becomes much more imaginative and fantasy and almost a stream of consciousness thing. The second most common question I get when I'm doing these portraits is if anyone gets offended by what I do. No one who I have ever painted has gotten offended, but people have gotten offended by the very idea. Those people tend not to give me money to do it though. After Luis, I painted Aristotle. I painted Taylor and Nigel and Jaylene. I painted Monica and I painted Jack.
But seriously, if you're not gonna buy anything, it's time to get the fuck out. Love you guys. Bye.
I painted nonstop until half an hour past the final call. I packed up my stuff and gave a lot of hugs to the Jeremys who have owned and operated the DAE for these past 9 years. I took another long look at the full-blown hyena in the window, and I still can't think of a cooler place.
What are we doing?
I mean, I'm bummed.
This is just the end of the video.
Okay.
Have fun. Good night. R.I.P. DAE.